Now, the other thing you could do is, as Stephen approaches me, if you've got one or two guys, you might go, you might feign fear. Like if I've got two guys, so Thomas here, if I got two guys and they're triangling me, I might go, oh Jesus, yeah, boom, then attack them. So you might, so I'll come back to that later on, one more advanced training. So deterrence and shouting wrong is not the only strategy. But I'll tell you one strategy that doesn't work, begging. Two lads come in, oh please don't hurt me.
Yeah, just look at him, man.
Yeah. Do you think, is that going to work? The two guys go down line, oh Jesus, please don't hurt me. What do you think that's actually going to do? I think it's going to encourage. You're feeding. You remember 2 or 3 people who corner a person down in the laneway in the street and who are going to hurt them. They have no morals. They have no empathy. People don't do that to people. People who do that, you're feeding them. You're feeding their egos and you beg and you plead. That's just what they want. They're not going to go, oh, we'll just give you a couple of taps. It's going to feed them. So remember, like begging is ain't the strategy. Like deterrence and subterfuge, and we maybe talk in the advanced training, we talk about subterfuge. But for the moment, the big idea is the hands up, understand the no tripwire, and then once the no tripwire is breached, you want to basically start to, you want to deter them and drive your own adrenaline up, and basically have yourself ready so you can go into combat. Okay, but now we have a scenario. John, please, yeah. So how do we strike now? So if you see most people, where did you learn to fight? Where did we learn to fight, didn't we? Where did we learn to fight? School, sports, boxing, and a lot of people kind of have this idea of punching. We watch MMA and we watch the boxing and you see punching. And yeah, that certainly it can work. But what I want everybody to do is just come over here to the wall for a second, please. Everybody just come over here. I'm going to look for a volunteer now in a second, right? Okay? So come in closer because I'm going to need a volunteer. All right? Hate this bit. I hate this bit. Okay, so what I want now is for someone to punch the wall. Punch the wall. Punch the wall as hard as I just hit it there. Okay, this is obviously a smart class because no one set up to punch the wall. Right? If you did go to punch the wall, I wouldn't let you. Unless I didn't like you, okay? But assuming I liked you, I wouldn't let you. Why wouldn't I let you? Because you're going to break your hand. So this is something that most people don't understand. So if you think about punching, and we see this glamorous kind of sense of the magic punch, the sweet Rocky type punch. But if you ever watch even most boxing matches, there's an awful lot of missing going on. There's an awful lot of bad punches landing. And remember, people who box, and again, I'm not in any way dissing these guys. These are superb athletes. It's people who train very, very hard. But that's who they are. Yeah. Athletes. Right? These guys train. They wear gear, and they condition and they oil their hands, and then they wear wraps and they wear gloves, and they have a different intent. You know what I mean? They're a different intent. So basically, if you think about landing a punch, there's so much you've got to do. Into land, you got to make that fist properly. You got to get that thumb into the right place, and then you got to make sure that you deliver it properly. You got to make sure that your wrist is aligned. And again, if you wrap it out, that's all there to help you stay that. And then you got to make sure that you hit with the right knuckles, that you hit with the right part. And then with all those knuckles, and then that well delivered wrist, and all that thing, then you've got to make sure you hit them somewhere that actually gives you a result. And at the same time, you've got to deal with the fact that this is bones and gristle. And there's not much difference, no insult intended to John, between landing on that and landing on that. Okay? So it's all very well to have that magic answer. But I throw a punch and John just tucks his head. Boom. Like you're dealing with a very, very different scenario. The other thing you do is you end up landing that punch wrong. You hit it half-assed. And so there's an awful lot to get right to actually get a punch. So what we're going to do, you punch Thomas, he's just going to look at you and go, is that all you got? Is that what you call a punch, isn't he? Look. So basically, all I know about Thomas, he's tough, and I wouldn't punch him, want to punch him, and he just tense up and take it, no problem. All right, so basically what we got is, we don't like to punch. Everybody take their hand, and what you're going to do is take the heel of your hand, and then take the heel of your hand and hit your head. Now take the heel of your hand and put it on your nose. Okay? So what we're going to do, if we have to strike someone, we're not going to punch. We're not at the beginning. We are going to slam in with open hand strike in towards the nose area. That's basically our goal. Am I going to go, listen, I don't want any trouble. He keeps coming, bam, open hand strike. I'm going against the wall and gives a big smile, Thomas. And we're going to basically have a look at this open hand strike and see what you think. What do you think is going to happen if that lands on a nose? What do you think is going to happen? It's going to be messy, isn't it?